Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. Welcome to a top 20 showdown in Division I AA. The number 19 South Florida Bulls entertain the number 6 Illinois State Redbirds. It is very simple tonight for the South Florida Bulls. If they want to make their first trip to the Division I AA playoffs, they have to win tonight over a top 10 team. Hello again, everybody. I'm Al Keck. With me, the former head coach at Rutgers, former defensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Doug Graber. And, Coach, the Bulls have a golden opportunity before them tonight.
Big-time opportunity. They've been 0-6 against ranked teams in the past, but what a day in 1AA football. Number 1, Georgia Southern was beaten. Number 3, Hofstra was beaten today. Great opportunity for both these teams to move up.
The Bulls are coming off a 28-0 victory over Liberty. They will need another big-time performance from their defense tonight. And even though Illinois State has lost its number 1 quarterback to a knee injury, this team is still very, very dangerous.
Well, they really are, and they went with a redshirt freshman last week. They had to. Dusty Burke, as you see right here on the left of your screen, he was 12 of 16 last week, and he's a great athlete that was heavily recruited. He played very, very well for South Florida, and you already said it, Marquell Blackwell is improving with every single game. Another redshirt freshman quarterback who's on his way to stardom.
Look for the Bulls to call upon their running game tonight to kind of keep that Illinois State offense off the field. Meanwhile, as far as defense is concerned for Illinois State, they've given up some yards, but this is still a very athletic group.
Well, it really is, and they have a lot of Florida kids on their team, and certainly one of the great ones they have is a linebacker. You see here, Galen Scott, a young man from Orlando, Florida. He's a Florida linebacker. He can really run. For South Florida tonight, Tyrell McMillan had 110 yards last week. He's got to get 100 yards tonight for them to be effective offensively.
It has all the makings of an early playoff game. It'll be number 19 South Florida against the number 6 team in the country in Illinois State. You'll see it next right here. Welcome back to Tampa, Florida. A very cloudy night. Hurricane Irene had an effect throughout the state, but certainly not here in the Tampa Bay area. So it is a night for football here at Raymond James Stadium. Doug Graber, let's take a look at the Dodge keys to the game.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is going to be a good one. For Illinois State, they have been a dominant team in the fourth quarter. They have to keep that up. They have to rush for 175 yards. They're averaging 199. And, of course, they're starting a rookie quarterback. His first start, he can't make a lot of mistakes for them to be successful. For South Florida, the key is they have to close the game out in the fourth quarter. They have struggled a little bit in the fourth quarter. They must control the scrambles of Dusty Burke. And like last week, Tyrell McMillan has to have 100 yards and take the pressure off Marquell Blackwell.
There's the head coach for the South Florida Bulls, Jim Leavitt. He is in his 3rd season. Went 5-6 the first year, 8-3 his second year, 17-11 overall. Checks in at 4-2 tonight. Todd Berry, the coach on the other side of the field for Illinois State. Here's a guy that was a former offensive coordinator at East Carolina. He has come in and put together a big-time offense in Division I AA.
Well, he has done a tremendous job with this program. Illinois State has been in the top 25 14 consecutive weeks. They're 3-0 in their conference.
Back to receive for Illinois State. Avian Cason, he is from St. Pete, and he hands off to Garrett. Garrett trying to get around the 5-yard line before he is buried by LaFane Williams. A big play on special teams for the South Florida Bulls.
Huge play to open the game, and LaFane Williams really had good discipline to stay at home. He was the contained guy on that side.
7-yard line.
They're marking it at the 7-yard line. So the new quarterback for this team, Dusty Burke, will have to start things off very deep in his own territory. You see the numbers on the season. Most of those coming from last week's game when he took over for the All-American Kevin Glenn, who left very early in the game with a knee injury. 1st and 10 from the 7-yard line. The option play. Burke keeps it, gets out to the 10-yard line before he is tackled by Anthony Williams. Here's a look at the Tampa Tribune starting lineups. We begin with the offense for the Redbirds of Illinois State. Again, they are led by the redshirt freshman at quarterback, Dusty Burke. Ricky Garrett has a chance to become the all-time leader in receptions and in touchdowns for this team. Up front, it's a very strong offensive line. from the 10-yard line. 2nd down and 8. James gets it up near the 15-yard line before he is pulled down by Brian Wilson. That'll set up 3rd down and 3. And now here's a look at the Tampa Tribune defensive starters for the South Florida Bulls. Blunt, Edwards, Walls is a freshman, Sean Hay among the leaders for the Bulls with 3 sacks. The linebackers, very good, very quick. Anthony Williams, Kawika Mitchell, the transfer from Georgia. And the backfield, these guys will hit you, especially number 31, Jay Mize. He's been the leading tackler for the Bulls in recent games. 3rd down and 3. Dusty Burke was hit immediately by Sean Hay, pulled down, and that is a loss on the play. So, on the first series for this Illinois State Redbird team, 3 up, 3 down.
Great start for the South Florida defense, and boy, their defense is continuing to get better. And they ran a blitz that time, and they had all the option parts of the game covered, Al. No place to go with it.
Jake Strader standing in his end zone to punt back near midfield. Charlie Jackson to receive. And it appears the Bulls will have good field position for their opening offensive series. Line drive kick. Jackson takes it to 50. Has a block. Gets it up to the 40. Down near the 35-yard line. And the Bulls again will take over from there. 1st down and 10.
Well, that was a terrific play on the opening kickoff and a great first series. And, wow, what field position to start with.
Markwell Blackwell, the quarterback for the South Florida Bulls. Boy, has he come on strong since getting his first appearance against San Diego State. Leads the team to a touchdown. He's taken over the starter. Look at that, 8 touchdown passes, only 3 interceptions.
Yeah, that's unusual for a young quarterback to have that ratio.
They'll mark it at the 37-yard line. 1st down and 10. Illinois State looking like a blitz. Here it comes. McMillan gets up to the line of scrimmage before he is hammered by Ryan Zacola. He's a guy that has started 29 consecutive games for this defense at Illinois State.
Yeah, and blitz is certainly, that's the first play, and we're going to see them. They may blitz 80% of the time tonight.
Here's a look at the Tampa Tribune starting lineups for the Bulls. Dyral McMillan coming off a 110-yard performance. He must run the ball well tonight for the South Florida Bulls. And up front, Joey Schiff with his 29th consecutive start. He started every game in college football history here for the South Florida Bulls. 29 in a row. Loss of 1 on the play. Again, the Redbirds threatening blitz. Here it comes. Blackwell able to beat it. Gets it out to his tight end, Richard Guerrero. They get up to the 35-yard line. It's a short gain, and it sets up 3rd down and long.
Well, I've sure seen this defense before. This is the Virginia Tech style of defense.
The Tampa Tribune starting defense, Damian Gregory for Illinois State. He was a starter last year at Indiana. And then Galen Scott, the young man from Orlando, the leading tackler on this ball club. Sam Young has already forced several turnovers so far this season. 3rd down and long. Again, the blitz from Illinois State. The Bulls pick it up. Blackwell going deep. Charlie Jackson is in the end zone and nearly pulls it down with one hand. He had single coverage out there, and the Bulls had their opportunity, Doug Graber.
Well, they really did, and that's exactly the route that they want to run against this blitzing defense. They're going to do a lot of maximum protection, which they did right there. They picked up the blitz. They got him in man-to-man. They got to be able to make the play on this corner route. Let's take a look at it right here. It's a little bit late developing, but he makes the throw on the corner route. It's open. They just don't quite connect, just off the mark.
He had to step on his man, Charlie Jackson, and now the Bulls will punt. Standing at midfield, Tony Umholtz. Back to receive is Ryan Zacola. 4th down and very long, and the Bulls simply let the play clock wind down. This will give Umholtz a little more room with which to work.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they decline the penalty here. I would if I were them. Yep, that's exactly what they did, Al, and I like the call by Todd Berry. And now it's imperative that they get him down inside the 10-yard line here.
They pinned him down to the 7-yard line on their opening series. Excellent special teams on the kickoff coverage for the Bulls. Umholtz Very high punt going for the corner, and instead it will go into the end zone, and a missed opportunity there for the South Florida Bulls as Illinois State will come out, start things off at the 20-yard line. You're watching South Florida football on ESPN+. Welcome back to Tampa, Florida. Just underway here at Raymond James Stadium. Al Keck along with Doug Graber. South Florida Bulls and number 6, Illinois State, scoreless. 11-12 left to go in the opening period. Second time that Illinois State has had the football, doing some different things offensively here. Burke pitches back. This is Walter James. He tries to turn the corner before he's belted by Roy Mann.
Now, all three of these running backs for Illinois State are all from the state of Florida. Walter James, Avion Carson, the top one is from St. Pete, Lakewood. He's got a little bit of a bum ankle right now. But they have 11 Florida kids in there too deep, and I know they're excited to be here tonight, Al.
It is a gain of 4 yards on the play. By the way, this Redbird offense, everyone talks about their passing game, but they've run for 200 yards or more in 3 of their 6 games. They get it outside to James, and oh, what a tackle by Bernard Brown. That play could have gone because it looked like James is ready to turn the corner, and there wasn't a whole lot of green jerseys out there to stop him.
If he doesn't make this tackle, he is absolutely gone. No question about it. And this is what's really the Hal Mummy sweep. Oh, the great block on the wide receiver right there. Folks, that's a great open field tackle because he's... Look at the block here by Garrett. Oh, Anthony Williams never saw him coming, boy. That's dangerous.
He saw stars and heard birdies. Third down and very long. Burke under pressure. Nearly picked off. I'll tell you what. Glenn Davis licking his chops. Burke was a little high. Davis could have picked that up and walked into the end zone.
Boy, this offense that they run, I mean, it's a possession passing offense. But with all the man-to-man that South Florida is going to play, I mean, you're one mistake away from a big play. But you play zones, and they're going to just kill you underneath. So I like the plan that Rich Kravitz and Jim Levitt have tonight. They're going to play a lot of man free.
Once again, Jim Levitt and company should have decent field position. Strader gets it away. Charlie Jackson called for the fair catch inside the 40, and the Bulls will take over from there, first down and 10. 9:39 left to go in the first. No score here between number 19 South Florida and the number 6 Illinois State Redbirds.
You know, I've seen this style of defense before. They run what we call the Virginia Tech package, Al. It's an 8-man front. It's a blitzing. They're going to blitz 80% of the time against South Florida tonight. And we're going to get into their game plan here a little bit as we move into the game.
Storm clouds, but no rain so far here at Raymond James. Very humid night. I would think it'd be extremely humid for the Redbirds. First down from the 38. Raphael Williams up over the 40. Gets a gain of 4 yards on first down, maybe 5.
Galen Scott, and that's the first tackle for him, and you're going to hear his name a bunch tonight. He's an inside linebacker that really, really can run. He's from Orlando Evans High School. He was All-American last year. And, of course, you know, he's only a junior still.
Gain of 4 yards on the play, second down and 6 from the 43-yard line. McMillan tries the right side, can't quite turn the corner, gets over the 45-yard line before he is stopped again by Galen Scott. Scott is not the biggest guy in the world. You mentioned he's like 5'10", 210 pounds, but he's very quick. All Gateway Conference, number 1 on this team in tackles, also has a sack and an interception.
Yeah, this defense is really tough to run against, but you have to keep pounding it because you're eventually going to get a big play if you do.
Third down and 2. Markwell Blackwell, 2 touchdown passes last week. Had a very solid game in the victory over Liberty. From the shotgun, and it looked like the play clock may have gone down.
Yeah, and that's a redshirt freshman mistake. Boy, 3rd and 2, you just cannot allow that to happen. And, of course, that's happened earlier in the season. He was trying to make an audible, and boy, that's what this defensive package gets you into. I mean, you're audible in half the time, and I think a lot of times you're better off just calling the play and running it, even though sometimes you got a dead play, because they get you into too much of a thinking game, and now you're really dead.
The concern about the blitz, how to pick up the blitz, that type of thing. Now, instead of 3rd down and 2, you're looking at 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, that's a killer.
Again from the shotgun, Blackwell. Looking for Charlie Jackson in midfield. He's got him. That's good for a 1st down.
And that was the plan tonight. Now, they happen to be in a zone again that time, but the plan is to throw a lot of 10-yard outs. And Marquell Blackwell has the arm to do it, as we saw right there. And that's the one thing this team has a hard time defending. Pretty good protection, excellent throw, excellent catch on the out cut. That's a huge play. You're going to see a lot of 10-yard outs. You're going to try to see them bump and pick people off in the man-to-man.
So the Bulls get their first down tonight at midfield. 1st down and 10. Just underway, and we're scoreless at Raymond James. Here comes another blitz. The Bulls pick it up. Unfortunately, the running back, Raphael Williams, can't get anything. In fact, he's not able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
You know, and I've seen this game before. When I was the head coach at Rutgers and we played Virginia Tech every year, they give you bad plays. That's part of the defensive package. You're going to get losses of 1 and 2 yards in the running game, but you have to have patience with it because you're going to get them. You're going to catch them in a big one.
2nd down and 11. The Bulls are back in the shotgun again. Flag down now.
Wow.
There was plenty of time on the play clock.
I bet they're going to call an illegal shift here. Huh. Yeah, that's what it was.
The referee tonight.
Yeah, I don't like that call because I really think the wide receiver was just trying to get set to the line of scrimmage, and they called 2 men in motion at once. I believe that's what they called.
The referee is Edward Ardito, having trouble with his mic right now. But now it's 2nd down and very long. 2nd down and 16. Bulls have to get to the 40-yard line to get a 1st down. Again from the shotgun, Blackwell all kinds of time, finds his wide receiver, R.J. Anderson, and they get a good chunk of that back to the 43-yard line. Anderson with the big catch.
Great protection, great patience by Blackwell, and a great throw. Now that was a zone blitz. And the way to beat the zone blitzes is to throw underneath the inside, and he just waits for him to come free here. You see the double crossing routes with Jackson and Anderson. And that's a terrific throw by Blackwell right in the seam of the zone.
There were 3 Redbirds in the neighborhood, but a beautiful pass by Blackwell sets up 3rd down and 4. Gain of 12 yards on the play. Blackwell in trouble, trying to get away, and he is hammered. Knocked down behind the line of scrimmage, Adam Waugh, the outside linebacker, making the catch, or excuse me, the sack. And they catch. South Florida being a little careless here.
Yeah, and this was maximum protection, and that's the tight end blocking the outside linebacker, and he just flat gets beat. Again, this style of defense forces you to do things you're not used to doing.
Tony Umholtz standing at his 34. Ryan Ziccola back to receive. Very high, long punt for the Bulls. Ziccola backs up to the 5, and the Bulls are right there to reel him in. Vasse Mark on the tackle for the South Florida Bulls, and once again, the Redbirds of number 6, Illinois State, backed up deep into its own territory. You're watching South Florida football on ESPN+. Welcome back to Tampa. This is South Florida Bulls, rated number 19 on the country. Division I AA, taking on number 6, Illinois State, Eric Wolford, the offensive line coach for Jim Levitz and his Bulls. 1st down for Illinois State at the 8-yard line. Quarterback Dusty Burke, the option. Keeps it very close to the 1st down. Tackled by Marshall Smith.
Well, that's what we call the counter speed option. And I'll tell you what, this freshman quarterback is really, really impressive. Let's take a look at it. See him open up to his left, brings the guard around. That's the counter speed option with the guard pulling. And he just sees a little crack here, and he takes it. He's 6'1", 190 pounds. This kid is the two-time Illinois Player of the Year. He was heavily, heavily recruited by Big Ten schools. It was really a coup for them to get him.
So he decides to play Division I AA, and he's playing a little bit sooner than he expected. Kevin Glenn going down with the knee injury. The blitz by the Bulls, and right there, how about that tackle by Anthony Williams? A big loss on the play.
Yeah, that is exactly what you'd like to catch him in. They were trying to set up a little screen here, and but excellent pressure by Vasse Mark, and Anthony Williams is right there on the spot. He's man-to-man, locked on him, and boy, he finishes him off. 2nd and 12.
A loss of 2 yards on the play. Anthony Williams, the sophomore from Pahokee. 2nd down and 12 at the 16-yard line. The quarterback draw. Burt again close to a first down. Leroy Selman Jr. on the tackle.
Boy, isn't that neat to hear that name called in this stadium?
He had a fine game a week ago against Liberty. Had a couple of tackles for losses.
Well, the quarterback draw is a huge part of this offense. And Dusty Burt, he really showed some athletic ability right there. Makes the free safety miss the tackle. Got it close to a first down.
3rd and a very short one. James tries to bust it up inside. It's not a big game. Illinois State says it's a first down, and right now so does the referee. First down for the Redbirds. Their first down tonight.
Now, this offense is really, really impressive. I mean, it presents tremendous problems to you defensively. They're averaging 442 yards a game, almost 200 rushing, 4.8 a carry. You know, it's a tremendous offense, and these guys really, really know how to execute it.
Since Todd Berry took over, the Redbirds have set or tied 45 school records. I'll let you know that he's really got things going forward for this program, and the South Florida Bulls call it timeout.
Yeah, and that was an alignment problem. And again, they give you a lot of formations.
We have 3:05 left to go in the opening period. Timeout on the field. The South Florida Bulls and Illinois State scoreless. You're watching South Florida football on ESPN+. Scoreless ball game. 3:05 left to go in the first. You're looking at the USF band, just formed this year, doing a great job in the pregame. I'm sure we'll hear some from the band coming up at halftime. 1st and 10 from the 30. A big hole there. Anthony Henry finally knocks the running back out of bounds. It's Willie Watts. A big game for the Redbirds up over midfield to very near the 45-yard line of South Florida.
Yeah, this is really some offense that Todd Berry has put together. Look at this play here. This is just simply the inside zone play. And, well, right there, an excellent block. The receivers have to block in this situation. That was a wide receiver blocking Roy Manns, a strong safety. That's what sprung it.
Illinois State, its best field position in this contest. Again, the option. Burt nowhere to go, and he is hammered. Kawika Mitchell with the first big hit on Burt.
You know, the best thing that South Florida's done defensively so far is blitz. I mean, every time they've blitzed, they've made plays. But this offense, they read coverages so well, and they make such great adjustments, and they have an answer for everything you do. It's a short passing game. It's hard to sack the quarterback because everything is either 3 or 5 steps, and the ball's gone.
Gain of 1 on the play. 2nd down and 9. Burke was trying to hit his fine wide receiver, Ricky Garrett, and the Bulls are right there in coverage. Garrett is some kind of dangerous receiver. 6'3", 215. Again, he has a chance to become the all-time leading receiver for the Redbirds with the big game tonight.
And that was LaFane Williams making a spectacular play on the quick post. I mean, he left his feet and got his right hand in on the ball. And that's a young guy's played offense his whole life until this year, moving to cornerback, and he's getting better with every game.
Very impressive a year ago at running back for the South Florida Bulls. 3rd down and 10. from the 45-yard line. Here come the Bulls on a blitz. Burke able to get away. Anthony Henry levels him, but I think that Burke got the first down.
Well, interestingly enough, that quarterback draw, they run it so much, and they pick up the blitzes and execute it so well. There's a flag down on the field.
And it's against the South Florida Bulls, so it looks like the Redbirds will get the first down regardless.
Let's take a look at it. Boom, just a three-step quarterback draw. Miss him right there against the blitz. Now, this is a big hit by Anthony Henry. Watch this. Bam!
Whoa!
Welcome to Florida.
Jim Leavitt not happy with the call at all.
I'll find out for you.
Basically, his defense had Illinois State pinned back deep in its own territory, had done that throughout the night so far, but a 24-yard run, and now this penalty has put the Redbirds at the 21-yard line. First and 10.
Triple stack here to the left. Triple stack. Tough against man-to-man.
Willie Watts trying to get outside, and the Bulls so quick. Roy Manns on the tackle for the Bulls.
And that was Thurman. Edwards chasing him and forcing him to the outside so Roy Manns could come up and make the play. All kinds of formations. I mean, they do a lot of wild things. It's really a fun offense to watch, so I enjoy it. I don't think that Jim Leavitt's enjoying it too much right now, but it is a kind of a fun offense.
As a defensive coordinator, when you have a team that comes out and does all these different things, can you spend too much time worrying about that, or do you just think, listen, we're going to play our defense and we'll stop them regardless?
Well, that's exactly what South Florida has decided to do. They're not doing a lot of things different against them. They're just making some adjustments.
Second down and 8. Burke to the air, looking for Garrett in the end zone. Nearly caught. But the Bulls are right there, and here comes a flag.
No, I don't like the call personally. I'm a secondary coach, and I never do like those calls, but I'm assuming this is interference. You got to give the defensive guy a right to go to the ball, too.
Pass interference against the offense.
Offensive.
Ricky Garrett having the size advantage over Bernard Brown. Let's take a look.
I mean, Bernard Brown was in great position here to play the fade. Good inside position, working to the outside. There's the push-off right there. That's exactly what they called. And as a former secondary coach, I agree with the call. They absolutely did push off.
Todd Berry can't believe it. He's not happy with the play again. Garrett with the big size advantage, coming in at 6'3", 215 pounds. Brown is like 5'10", 170. Remember, this team had it inside the 20-yard line. Now they go back to the 34 on the penalty.
And I talked to Todd Berry this week, and he told me that was definitely a big part of their game plan. They have big receivers, and they were definitely going to try to get those matchups and get the ball thrown up and try to take advantage of the smaller South Florida corners.
Second down and 23. From the 34, the pitch. Watts. Can he turn the corner? The Bulls say no way. Steve Hatley, the tackle for the South Florida Bulls.
Boy, and I'll tell you, Illinois State really does a good job of cracking on the inside linebackers and the safeties for those wide receivers. They get some good angles on them. And again, their receivers are big, and they have to be able to block in this offense.
14 seconds left to go in the opening period. It has been a game so far of field position. Illinois State has had the deepest penetration, but nothing to show for it, as that is the end of the opening period. South Florida coming in rated number 19 in the country. The Redbirds of Illinois State, number 6. And the South Florida Bulls and Redbirds are scoreless at the end of one. So, Jim Leavitt and company will now put his defense on the field for a third down and 25. Third and long against his very dangerous offense of Illinois State.
Yeah, it really is. And what a wonderful opportunity for the South Florida Bulls tonight, though. Al, they're 0-6 against ranked teams. Clearly, if this team is to be a legitimate playoff contender this year, here it is right in front of you. You got the number 6 team in the country coming in. You've got a young, talented, but really still a rookie quarterback. And now, he hasn't made a mistake yet. And, of course, we put Head as one of the Dodge keys to the game. They have to force some errors by that quarterback, but he's been rock solid up to this point.
But in Kevin Glenn, if Kevin Glenn had been playing in this game, the quarterback that blew his knee last week, full reports for the upcoming opponent, the South Florida Jim Levitt Show. And guess who? Leroy Selman Jr. on the big-time sack for the South Florida Bulls.
Sacked by Leroy Selman. Boy, those words have not rung in Tampa in a long time. Watch him here at the left defensive tackle spot. Just a good bull rush, and that's their number one guard. That's Rodbro that he beat. That's just a great one-on-one effort by Leroy Selman Jr. Boy, I know I talked to his dad last week. He's really excited to watch this young guy play.
That sets up 4th down and 35. Strader punts it very quickly. Charlie Jackson stands at the 10. He'll watch it go into the end zone. And the Bulls will come out at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 from there.
You know, Al, of course, our good friend Herman Edwards, assistant head coach with the Bucks and secondary coach, is with us in the booth tonight. And we're going to have a real treat for you. He's going to join us here in the second quarter at some point and going to be a guest analyst.
He'll let us know all the stuff that's going on here.
Absolutely.
I know he's been over here. He's been watching this game, watching it very carefully. And he's got an off week, so he's got to get some football out of his system this week.
Well, what does the coach do on a weekend when he doesn't have he goes to another game?
To a football game, of course. From the 20-yard line, 1st down and 10, a scoreless ball game here at Raymond James. Play action for Blackwell. He's looking deep. Going for Charlie Jackson. Excellent coverage there, and the interception by Sam Young of Illinois State. He's at the 30, and he has some blocking at midfield before he's finally pulled down by Will Guerrero.
And Sam Young is their number one player in the secondary, and that was really kind of a poor decision by Markwell because he really had him very, very well covered, as you'll see here in the replay. He's got, boy, that's a great interception by Young.
Charlie Jackson did what he could to try to knock the ball away.
Young junior out of Chicago, Illinois.
That's his 3rd interception on the season. And the Redbirds take over just over midfield. They had the ball moments ago and went backwards with penalties and sacks. This is James. That's good for a 1st down over the 35-yard line. Jacoy Blunt lost his helmet. It's way back at the 40. Now Blunt's got to go run all the way back to pick it up. There he is.
And now the Bulls are trying to answer with some nickel defense where they have Jay Mize, Anthony Henry, and Roy Mans all in the game at the same time to try to match up against this 3-wide receiver offense.
From the 32-yard line, 1st and 10. Flags down.
It's going to be 1st and 15 now. Everybody moved, but the center forgot to snap the ball.
Dead ball foul. False start on the offense. 5 yards.
False start on the offense.
Still 1st down.
Here's a look now at the Celotex 1st quarter stats. Look at that. The big advantage on the one drive for the Redbirds. The Birds have been able to run the football. The Bulls have been able to pass it a little bit. The Redbirds have owned the statistical advantage, but it's still scoreless. From the 38, another quarterback draw. And again, the Bulls are ready. Jacoy Blunt coming in to make the tackle for the Bulls.
And that was just a great, great effort by Jacoy Blunt. I mean, he sold out because that was another quarterback draw that was going to be a definite gainer.
No gain on the play. 2nd down.
Again, we have nickel defense in the game with LaFane Williams, Jay Mize, Roy Mans, Anthony Henry. Good to see him back off his knee injury.
Boy, this team, Jim Levitt, has had to deal with so many injuries, key injuries, all season long. The option. James, caught in no man's land. How about that hit by Roy Mans? Another loss on the play.
And again, a blitz, and the best thing they've done up to this point is blitz them. That's where they've had all their success so far. Dave Mize got cracked there. Looked like he might have been clipped. Marshall Smith trying to chase it to the sideline. Good effort by Roy. Boy, that, I tell you, young guy at East Lake High School is a solid, strong safety. Boy, he's a tough kid.
He looked like Herman Edwards coming up to make that.
He did look like Herman, didn't he? He was going up there to hurt somebody.
Loss of 2 on the play. 3rd down and 15. The Bulls have kept this Illinois State offense in 3rd and long all night. Nearly intercepted by Brian Wilson.
Oh, my Lord, that would have been a big play.
And there was nobody in the neighborhood for Illinois State.
He was spying the quarterback that time because you have to protect yourself for the quarterback draw and the scrambles. And he was spying the quarterback and was sitting right in the throwing lane. Brian Wilson, young guy out of Tarpon Springs, Florida. He's having a great senior year, I think.
Jake Strader back to punt, standing in midfield. Anthony Henry back to receive for South Florida. And this will go into the end zone. So once again, the Bulls will have it 1st down and 10 at the 20-yard line. 12-13 left to go in the first half. We're still scoreless. Number 19, South Florida, and number 6, Illinois State. 13 left to go before halftime. Scoreless ball game between the South Florida Bulls and the Redbirds of Illinois State. 1st and 10 for the Bulls from the 20-yard line. Long count, and it looks like the Bulls may have drawn. The Redbirds offside.
I'm not sure the right end jumped, but I thought he got back. So somebody must have moved in reaction. That's exactly what happened.
It is against the South Florida Bulls, so that'll set up 1st down and 15.
Oh, boy.
Joining us now in the booth, a gentleman that's going to really provide some class to this broadcast.
Right.
Too.
The assistant head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Herman Edwards. And Coach, it's not like you don't get enough football during the fall. Here on an off week, you've got to come and enjoy this ball game.
Well, my better half is here, my fiance. She works for the Bulls, and I'm pretty close with a lot of the coaches here on the staff, and it's just great to be up in the booth with you guys.
Sounds good. 1st down and 15. McMillan up to the 19-yard line before he is pulled down by Adam Waugh. Your thoughts so far in this ball game? It's been, a battle of 2 top 20 teams. It's also been a battle of offenses that have not been able to really get much going. So it's been field position so far.
Obviously, it's been a good defensive game by both staffs over there. And I think what the Redbirds are doing with the Bulls is they're spreading them out and not allowing them to put the 8th guy in the box for the run. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to run the ball, and basically the runner's just cutting back. He's trying to get back outside.
2nd down and long from the 19-yard line. Still scoreless. The rollout. Blackwell looking deep. Charlie Jackson double covered down there. It looks like Illinois State has really done a good job also of taking away the passing game from the South Florida Bulls.
They have. They've played man-to-man. They started off man-to-man, and the Bulls had a shot to get one deep and missed one, and now they've gone to basically some zones. They've gone to some 3 deep and 4 underneath zones, and it's they're changing it up on them right now. But I think the Bulls, they're going to hit them here for a big one here pretty quick, because when you gamble like these guys have been doing, you're susceptible to the big play.
Blackwell getting hit as soon as he threw the football. Galen Scott, of course, the young linebacker from Orlando with the hit. Blackwell again, this time with time. He's got Scott McCready. He's very close to a 1st down.
I think he's got it. And I think, Herman, I know you feel the same way. I really think that's one of the keys, is that you have to throw outcuts against this style of defense. That way you're safe, whether it's man or zone.
No doubt about it. And I think when the quarterback realizes that it is man-to-man, they're definitely going to be open on the outside, because when you play man-to-man with no safety in the middle, the corners have to play inside, and you're susceptible, obviously, to the outs.
Yep.
And it's good for a 1st down. The Bulls, their 2nd 1st down tonight from the 32-yard line. McMillan gets it up to the 35.
Boy, this 8-man front defense, and again, I keep going back to the Virginia Tech. And this defense is one of the reasons that Virginia Tech has really been able to develop their program like they have, because they just present tremendous problems to you offensively, especially with a young quarterback. like South Florida has, and a very young offensive team.
That was Dennis Thorell, the defensive coordinator for this Illinois State Redbirds defense. McMillan again. Good speed there, up close to the 40-yard line. And that'll set up third down and about 3.
You know, Herman, even though you get some minus plays on defense, you can't get into a throw game against this thing.
No, that's what they want you to do, and I think Coach Levens understands that, and they'll keep pounding the ball at them, and before you know it, they'll crack a big one on you, because that's generally what happens. You have to stick to your game plan and don't let them dictate to you what you want to do.
Exactly.
Third down and 2. If nothing else, the Bulls would like to pick this up to continue that field position game, as we're still scoreless. 9:45 left to go in the second period. Blackwell gets caught with nowhere to go. Galen Scott, Adam Waugh.
Well, they tried to run the crossing routes against the man-to-man, which was a good call. But as you see it right here, take a look at it. You see that Charlie Jackson coming on the crossing routes, and an excellent job of them switching off and picking up the other crosser, Herm.
Yeah, they've done a good job of that. They switched the picks. They're trying to run picks on man-to-man, which is a good concept. You try to rub the guy off, but they did a good job of switching it.
The second sack tonight by the Redbirds. Scott Cook also in on the play. And Tony Umholtz will punt at his own 20-yard line off the side of his foot, but gets a great bounce, goes out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. 8:50 left to go in the first half. Herman Edwards, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We're scoreless at Raymond James Stadium. We're still scoreless. 8:50 left to go before halftime. So far, it's been a game of field position, even though number 6, Illinois State, one of the top offenses in Division I AA. Doug Graber and Herman Edwards with us tonight here at Raymond James Stadium. From the 35-yard line, first down for the Redbirds. Ready number 6 in the country. Walter James gets nailed.
Anthony Williams.
Immediately is Anthony Williams.
You know, Herman, I was just thinking, as a former secondary coach in the NFL, of course, you're obviously very successful current secondary coach. There's not going to be any defensive interference tonight out here.
Not too many. I think the official made a good call on the deep one over there in the back of the end zone. He called offensive pass interference, and it was. It was a good call by the official.
And that's been a huge play in this ball game so far. That was the closest either team has come to scoring. Lots of 2 on the play. Second down and 12.
Well, they're having trouble getting lined up against all these formations.
This is Watts gets it up over the 35-yard line.
Jay Mize came flying through there. He really fills the gaps as a free safety.
He's a heat-seeking missile.
He really is. He plays football the way it's supposed to be played.
Vasse Mark, the tackle for the South Florida Bulls, sets up third down and 8.
Big third down here. Let's see if they're going to blitz, man-to-man, or zone.
Burke, again, the redshirt quarterback, taking over for the injured Kevin Glenn. Blew a knee last week after setting school records in passing. Burke with time. Oh! Nearly picked off by the Bulls. It was deflected, and Hatley had it right there waiting for him. He was not able to pull it in.
Yeah, that was excellent coverage by Glenn Davis. And this was blitz, and he had pressure from the outside from Brian Wilson. Excellent coverage there, Bernard Brown. Oh, boy, I'll tell you, that was close to being a big play by Hatley.
Really, on that play on the other side, they had the receiver single up one-on-one, and really, at times, you need to take a look at the other side because there's one guy over there defending one man, and there's really nobody in the middle of the field.
Right.
That's a young quarterback trying to learn on the run. Long punt by Strader, and that'll go into the end zone. A long punt goes for Knotts.
Great decision by Jackson. Great decision.
7:10 left to go in the first half. We're still scoreless. 7:10 left to go before halftime. Still scoreless at Raymond James, South Florida, and Illinois State. Say, Doug, next week we're going to have another guest in the booth. This will be the junior voice of the Bulls. We've got 5 finalists so far. Travis Furness, Tim Henry, J.D. Post, Dan Quintus and Jennifer Will Young. So we will meet one of those fine young persons in the booth. Hopefully they'll have better English than I just displayed there.
And, we're going to have fun. We're going to have a lot of fun with that next week.
We'll spoil them to death.
Oh, yeah, that'll be great.
And don't forget the USF Bull Session, the weekly radio call-in show with head coach Jim Levitt. Except for this Thursday from 7 to 8. Tune in to 1010 The Team and be part of that live audience at Rocky's Sports Grill. Second down and very long. From the 20-yard line, the Bulls just have not been able to get anything going against this defense from Illinois State. 5 seconds on the play clock. Blackwell able to get it off. Again looking deep. The out. R.J. Anderson. Was he able to get his feet in? The official says no, and Jim Levitt can't believe it. That's the most emotion I've seen from him in years.
Well, it was a good throw on the sideline. They rolled up into the coverage, so really it was the only place he could go with the ball, and this was a close call. Herm, what do you think? Let's take a look.
Yeah, it's a nice throw. And the receiver makes a great catch.
Whoa, it looked like one of those feet.
He got that foot in bounds, Mr. Official, sir.
Now, when you have two defensive guys up here say it, you know the foot was in. Third down and long from the 20-yard line. Great play by R.J. Anderson to get that foot in, even though he won't get anything for it. And again, Blackwell is in trouble, and again, it is Adam Wall.
Yeah, an unblocked on a delayed blitz, an absolute unblocked, Herman.
Yeah, it's really hard at times. They're going to blitz you third and long. They figure if you're going to release people, they're going to blitz you, and if you don't pick it up, it's going to be a sack for them, and it's going to be a bad play for you.
One more look. Let's see.
Well, that's, you know what, that toe might have been on the line.
Yeah, that's right. You see the official right there taking it in. That may have been a great call.
He made a good call.
Yeah, I think he did.
Humboldt's the punt nearly blocked. Zacola takes it at his 48. Here comes a flag.
Might be a face mask, might be a block in the back. Let's see.
This will be some of the best field position that Illinois State has had to start a drive.
Well, this is going to take him back a little bit. Well, you can see why this team is ranked number 6 in the country. And the one surprise in the game so far, their defense honestly has struggled this year. And boy, South Florida has not been able to do a thing with it up to this point. Not a thing. I think personally I'd like to see him run some screens against his own blitzes. I'd like to see him throw some more out cuts and corners. I like that part of it. I'd like to see some quarterback draw against some of these blitzes as well.
Well, the Redbirds have been burned by the pass so far this season, giving up an average of 244 yards per game. They've given up 9 touchdowns on the season. So this defense has given up big plays in the past. But it's the offense with the football right now at the 44. First down and 10. James with a big hole over midfield. Still going at the 45 before he's knocked out of bounds by LaFane Williams.
Well, that's a quality run by a quality back. He's averaging 5.1 per carry. You know, they have big backs to Herman. Avion Cason is 200. Walter James is 215. Willie Wetz is 200 pounds. Big, strong backs that run hard. All Florida kids. All 3 of their backs.
And obviously, looking at him run here, you have to wrap the guy up. You have to bring your arms and wrap that guy up because he can break tackles when you try to arm tackle him.
Look at that rushing advantage for Illinois State. The pitch nearly picked off by the Bulls. It's on the ground.
Oh, boy. They were fortunate there.
Illinois State able to keep it.
That was another blitz, and the best thing they've done tonight is pressure this offense. Well, he tried to pitch it with Walls had his arms wrapped up pretty hard to get the pitch out, Herm.
Yeah, they've done a good job of really on the option of really defending the quarterback.
Walter James saw the pitch coming to him. He also saw big Marshall Smith coming at him as well. That made him think about that pitch. Second down and 14. Scoreless ball game. The quarterback draw again. Brian Wilson pulls him down. Jay Mize also coming up to help on the tackle.
Well, they got about 4 that time, and that's about the best they've done on the quarterback draw.
4:15 left to go in the first half, and coaches, I don't think any of us expected to see a scoreless ball game at this point in the first half.
No, and I think the South Florida Bulls have to feel pretty good about it. I mean, they're playing the 6th-ranked team, and it's a scoreless tie thus far. I mean, so it's a good ball game.
Burke with 37 yards on the ground so far. 3rd down and 9. The Bulls on the blitz. Burke going deep for Garrett.
Very, very well covered by LaFane Williams, and that could have been called offensive interference.
Yeah, Garrett was very physical there.
Herman, take this replay.
Okay, Williams has done a good job thus far. He broke up a big slant play, nice playing bump and run. He gets his hands on the receiver. Receiver's looking back. That's the indicator for him to turn around and play the ball.
How about that push?
All the way. It's, that's what you call giving him the business there by the wide receiver. But it was a great play by the corner.
Looks like Michael Irvin. He likes to do that kind of stuff. Very physical.
Thank you.
Strader with the high punt. And this takes a great bounce for Illinois State. And the Bulls, again, with horrible field position inside the 10-yard line. Excellent punt by Jake Strader.
Well, with 3:36 to go here in the second quarter now, it is imperative that South Florida get at least a first down here and try to get some field position back. And this has been a very very tough half for this offensive football team. And I know that offensive staff wants to get them in at halftime, calm them down, settle them down, and get a lot of these problems straightened out against this 8-man front.
Jim Levitt and company starting at the 6-yard line. 1st and 10. The Bulls have to take care of the football right here. They don't want to turn it over and give the Redbirds a golden opportunity. Raphael Williams, very little running room, gets it to the 9.
They've got to keep pounding it because you just cannot get into a throw game. And they've got to, at some point, they're going to get a crack and make a big play. Now, that time they were in a conservative zone package, and they really weren't coming after him. Let's see what they do this snap.
It's a gain of 3 yards on the play. 2nd down and 7. From the 9-yard line. 3:03 left to go in the first half.
It's audible.
They're in his zone.
3 seconds on the play clock. Quick pass. Charlie Jackson at the 10. Cannot get away from Ryan Ziccola.
They're going to try to play zone at this point at the juncture because of the fact of where the ball's at and not giving the South Florida Bulls a big play. So it's a smart part on their defensive staff to just play zone right now and play field position and try to get the ball in good position before the half.
Herman Edwards joining us, the assistant head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, along with Doug Graber.
Well, how about that defense for the Bucs this year, too?
Very impressive. Take away the one problem against Green Bay.
Yeah, the Brett Favre problem.
The Brett Favre.
That is the problem.
He's a problem for everybody.
Yeah, you got Favre.
Yeah,
no doubt about that.
I tell you what, we're still trying to recover from that deal. I tell you what.
What's the feeling on the team right now? Because you've got a bye week here, and I would think a bye probably comes at a pretty good time as you try to clear your heads and get ready for a big push from here on out.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I think the players are pretty much upbeat. Tony has kept them real positive, and the players understand that we've lost some games. We should have won. Everybody can say that, but we've got the makings of a good football team, and it's just a matter of us making the plays and when you give them the opportunity to make those. And that's the difference in some of the games that we've lost. We haven't made the plays that we're capable of making.
To me, the one key stat, and I know that you're addressing it this week, is you guys got to get more turnovers on defense. That's really been the problem.
No doubt about it. And it's amazing because, we have a great defense, and we have guys that hustle and play hard, but it's just one thing we've never been able to do here, and it's baffling to everybody that we don't have a lot of turnovers. We play zones, which determines you should get some turnovers, and we hit people, and we make plays on balls, but we just can't seem to catch them at this point.
Now, how about the NFC Central right now? I mean, everyone kind of thought it was going to be the Bucs and the Vikings and the Packers. All of a sudden, the Bears are in the middle of things, and you play the Bears next.
Absolutely.
From the 10-yard line, 3rd down and 6. Again, under pressure, Blackwell simply throws it away. And I'll tell you what, that was nearly in the neighborhood there for Illinois State and Armando Andrade to pick it off.
Well, that really could have been a penalty on South Florida. They're fortunate that wasn't called because there was no receiver in the vicinity. So they really got away with one there. Now at 2:14, and they're going to give them good field position here.
And they'll give us some time. Jim Levitz and company scoreless here with the number 6 team in the country. Tony Umholtz, the punt, standing in his end zone. DeCola back to receive, and it's a very high, it's a long punt. DeCola takes it at his 47, gets away from one tackler, still going. Finally pulled down at the 45-yard line by the Bulls. Excellent tackle by Ryan Benjamin on the play.
You know, if somebody would have told me that this game was going to be 0-0 at the half, I mean, no way possible. Not with these two offenses. Especially, of course, Illinois State with 442 yards a game. I'll guarantee you this is a long time since they have been held without a score up to this point in a football game.
Once again, their fine quarterback, Kevin Glenn, injured last week, blew a knee, he's out for the season. So this young man, Dusty Burke, a redshirt freshman, takes over. Last week, he had 12 of 16 passes for 107 yards. Had 55 yards on the ground and led them to a victory over Indiana State. And you look at the total yards so far, Illinois State, this offense is truly dominated here in the second quarter.
You know, now there was a penalty on that play that must have been a very late flag because we missed it. So that really helps South Florida right now. They're on their other side of 50.
From the 43-yard line from the shotgun. Another quarterback draw. Burke takes it over the 45-yard line, and that quarterback draw has just killed South Florida all night.
Boy, and Herm, they really execute, but they get head on that draw, don't they?
They really do. They do a good job, and here they go again, spreading you out. They're spreading you out, so you can't put the 8th guy in the box. It makes you play man-to-man, or it exposes your zone. So they've got a pretty good plan right now, but South Florida's okay. Like I said before, it's a 0-0 game, and they'll get a turnover here. And they'll be okay going into half.
The pass is complete. The catch by Steve Castro.
Of course, 2-minute no-huddle offense here, spreading the field. Got 4 wide receivers. One of them is the tight end split out.
Second down and 2. Burke just lays it out there.
Busted a coverage.
Tight end. That's Scott Preister. Total takes it to the the 25-yard line.
Total bust on the man-to-man, and the free safety had to come get him.
Now with 1:19 left to go before halftime, the Redbirds call a timeout, and again they're on the move. They have been inside the 20-yard line once. Then they had an offensive pass interference penalty. Pull it back and end a drive there. Now they're definitely closing in on field goal range for Jake Strader, who kicked a 36-yarder for the win against Indiana State last week.
I would think the Bulls at this point will probably come with a blitz on one of these downs to try to get them out of field goal range.
I agree, Herman. I think that, and again, so they've had a lot of success with the blitz here in the first half, and I think that's absolutely called for.
By the way, at halftime, we'll have the head basketball coach for the South Florida Bulls, Seth Greenberg, will join us. The open workouts. He's got a team that is rated among the favorites in Conference USA. I'm already putting going to put the pressure on Seth. He's shooting me a dirty look already.
Boy, did you see that look?
Yeah. And, you know, he knows he should be the favorite because he's got, you know, he's had some kids that took their lumps as freshmen. Well, now they're juniors and they're seniors, and they're ready to go now for the Bulls.
What do you think, Herman? What do we do with Seth?
Oh, I know Seth. I tell you what, he's an outstanding basketball coach, and he's probably already fired up about his first practice today, and he's probably going to tell you about they're not going to win a game, right?
Yeah, right.
he's kidding everybody.
He'll play that Lou Holtz stuff, you know,
right.
But when that ball goes up, believe me, you will be hard-pressed to find a team that plays as hard as his team.
Absolutely. They're great to watch.
From the 25, quick pass at the 20, and all kinds of room there before Marshall Smith pulls him down. Once again, that's Steve Castro.
Boy, this team is really, really well coached offensively. Here's the blitz. And they catch him in the wide receiver screen coming right underneath.
This is tough when you're in man-to-man because the other receiver comes out to block the guy that's covering the receiver.
Exactly.
It's a good call.
Picked him. He picked Roy Mans, who was assigned to him right here. Watch it right here out of the corner. That's a lineman picking Roy Mans.
It's a good tackle here by the safety. Oh, that's a linebacker. He made a good play.
Middlebacker Marshall Smith made a heck of a play. He saved them. That was in the end zone.
South Florida's still okay. I mean, what they have to do at this point, hey, just don't panic. Just, make your plays, and this guy will throw you one eventually. I mean, the quarterback thus far has thrown one long ball the whole game. He's been throwing short passes, and he's thrown into the coverages a couple times, and South Florida Bulls just have to be patient. He'll turn the ball over before the night's over.
Ball marked at the 15-yard line. 1:11 left to go in the first half. We're scoreless. The number 19 South Florida Bulls and the number 16 in Division I AA, Illinois State. Illinois State checking in at 5-1. The Bulls are 4-2. The one loss for Illinois State, 55-7 at Minnesota. Minnesota right now a top 25 team among the big boys.
They won again today. And I'll tell you, they have 2 timeouts left. They can still run the ball here.
1:11 left to go in the first half from the 15-yard line. The crowd getting loud behind the Bull defense. Burke, screen pass James. James has some blocking at the 5, taken down inside the 3. Again, Marshall Smith, this time with the touchdown-saving tackle.
And Brian Wilson was man-to-man on the back, and he got picked, and that's what this offense does to you. They picked the outside linebacker and created a very positive play.
Yeah, the last 2 plays have been forms of man-to-man, how to beat man-to-man coverage. The linebacker has his back.
See, Brian Wilson right there got picked by the tackle. He was trying to come off on the back, and he just got picked.
Illinois State immediately calling timeout, but they have the clock really on their side now, inside the 5-yard line, with 62 seconds left to go before halftime. Todd Berry's team, Berry in his 4th year, 18-22 overall, but he's 13-5 over his last 2 seasons.
They have to watch him here now, spreading them out in the quarterback draw, right? On the 3-yard line.
You called it exactly, just like you're talking to the secondary over on the sideline, Coach.
Yeah, it's one of those deals. It's been one that they've done lately.
They haven't had an answer for it yet. Really.
No. Be interesting to see what they do.
Really, the key to their success on the quarterback draw is they execute it so well. I mean, they pick up blitzes. I'm very, very impressed with this offensive football team. Their execution.
Done a good job.
Again, Dusty Burke is a redshirt freshman running the offense here. Inside the 5-yard line. 62 seconds left in a scoreless first half. The pitch. Easy touchdown for Walter James. And like that, Illinois State breaks the scoreboard.
The option part of this offense, it's a tough enough, but then when you throw in the option that you have to have defended on every single play, to me, that causes a lot of problems for them.
Yeah, they caught him in man again, and they motioned the receiver across. And once they did that, they had a guy on the quarterback, but it was really hard for the safety to get back to the short side of the field to cover the pitch.
Exactly, and they actually pulled the offensive tackle to block the safety.
Yep.
Jake Strader in to attempt the point after. He's missed a few this season, but he nails that one. 58 seconds left to go in the first half, and the number 16 in the country takes a 7-0 lead over the South Florida Bulls, rated number 19. One more look at this touchdown by Walter James.
And look at right here at Anthony Henry. He's assigned to it. There goes the lineman pulling, blocks. He's assigned to the pitch, and then he gets blocked, and then you've got no chance.
It's tough. It's tough. It's a good call.
They really, really execute. And this offense has got 10 starters back from last year. They were wildly successful last year. They lose their quarterback last week, who's Mr. Everything for him, Kevin Glenn, over 60, almost 6,300 yards total offense. And this redshirt, it's interesting, the way they got this kid, this Dusty Burke I'm talking about, USA Today Player of the Year twice, his high school coach put in this offense. So he was up there all the time. He brought his quarterback with him. They really had a head start on everybody. The kid loved this offense. Dusty Burke, as you see him right here, he was recruited by most of the Big Ten schools. That was a heck of a coup for Illinois State to get him.
Just a line drive kick that the Bulls take at the 20. Rubin pulled down at the 35-yard line. And with 52 seconds, the Bulls will have some time and not bad field position to try to get some points before halftime. But the problem is they've not been able to get much against this defense of Illinois State.
No, really, that's being kind. I mean, they've really not been able to do anything against this defense up to this point.
Illinois State had given up some big plays. They've given up some yards coming into this contest, but so far they have slammed the door on Markwell, Blackwell and company. 52 seconds left to go in the first half. Bulls trail 7-0.
They'll get some zone coverage here, so if they can hit a couple, I guess they're going to run it. Just say they're going 7-0.
McMillan nearly able to turn the corner. He has a first down, gets it out of bounds. Now with 46 seconds left to go before halftime. If he turns that corner, he might have been able to go for a while.
Yeah, and now that you're up to midfield, I'd say take a run at it. Shoot. I mean, you get an interference call, whatever, but this is the outside zone play. This is the outside zone. Very, very well blocked.
Blocked well by the tight end and by the receiver.
And by Charlie Jackson. And you're right, Al. Had he been able to turn the corner, he was gone.
From the 46-yard line with 46 seconds left to go in the first half. Blackwell with time. Got Charlie Jackson at the 40. Another first down.
They don't have any timeouts. They have no timeouts.
37 seconds and counting.
The great thing about college football, the clock stops when you get a first down.
But as soon as those chains get set.
And they've done a good job. They're lined up. They're ready for the next play.
Yes, they did.
From the shotgun. Again with time. Blackwell. Had Scott McCready. McCready had the ball in his hands at the 26. Not able to hold on, and that may have been good enough to get the Bulls into field goal range.
Yep, and I thought that was a little bit high, but it's a catchable ball. He's got to make that catch.
But it was a good call because the receiver ran it out, knowing that if he caught the ball, he could step out of bounds and stop the clock. I mean, that's an excellent call by the Bulls.
Right. I'd like to see an out and up or some kind of a, now let's see here, on a second down, I'd like to see at least one throw to the end zone, then another throw to get him in field goal range.
Yes. They have a chance. These guys are playing zone. They're going to play soft, keep the ball in front of them.
27 seconds remaining in the first half. Blackwell just simply runs out of bounds now with 22 seconds.
Well, they brought the blitz.
They brought the blitz that time.
These guys aren't afraid to bring it, are they?
They're bringing it.
Galen Scott from Orlando on the blitz and the chase.
This was a delayed blitz here.
They brought the inside and the outside backer.
They crossed him, exactly right. There's a little hold that Joe Conner got away with.
Quarterback did a good job of getting out of bounds.
Stopping the clock, right.
It's very important now.
22 seconds. Jim Levitt trying to get his offense some points before halftime. They trail 7-0.
They got to go. They have to throw it to the sideline here to stop the clock.
They're blitzing. They got a chance to make a play.
Blackwell gets away, gets it out instead to Raphael Williams. Now the clock is winding down with 13 seconds.
They can't stop it. The only chance they had there was to throw it out, cut, get it out of bounds, and get the field goal team on.
Now with 4 seconds, and it's just not going to happen for the Bulls as the clock winds down, and that is the end of the first half. A scoreless ball game until 58 seconds left to go. In the first half, Walter James with a 3-yard run, and from there, Illinois State leads with a 7-0 lead at halftime. For the second half of action, Illinois State, a late touchdown by Walter James, 3-yard run, and that's been the only scoring so far. And Illinois State will receive the kickoff as we get ready here for the second half of action.
Okay.
And so far, there's a look at the guy that has provided the only offense tonight, Walter James, on a 3-yard run. For the most part, the South Florida defense has hung right in there with one of the top offenses in all of Division I AA.
Yeah, they really have. And just to review what I think they have to do offensively, one, you have to continue to run the football some against this defense. You cannot go throw. Two, they got to stay with the 10-yard outs. To me, they tried it twice in the first half where they max protected and ran corner routes. They almost hit both of them. They got to come back to that. I'd like to see them throw some screens against the zone blitzes. If they can catch him in a zone blitz, they got a big play. And again, I would like to see them run some seams against the zone blitzes. Also, they have not run any three-step drops, quick throws. And I think that I like the matchups they get against those corners. I think they got a chance to get some big plays with that.
South Florida will receive here in the second half. Jake Strader getting ready to kick off. And let's talk about the importance of this ball game as far as the playoffs are concerned for the South Florida Bulls. They come in at 4-2. One of those losses to San Diego State, a Division I team. The other loss to Troy State. The Bulls really need this contest to keep their hopes alive for a playoff spot. That goes out of bounds. And the Bulls will get the football, or at least the option to have the football at the 35-yard line.
They'll get it at the 35. And, the interesting thing is now Troy State, of course, should bump up and be the #1 team after Georgia Southern got beat today by Appalachian State.
South Florida dropped a heartbreaker at Troy State, 41-24. South Florida led most of that contest until late in the second half when Troy State exploded.
Yeah, that score was misleading, but boy, Troy State, they're an outstanding football team.
So South Florida needs a victory tonight over Illinois State in order to keep their hopes alive for a Division I AA playoff spot. From the shotgun, first play of the second half.
Two tight ends. I'm betting run here.
Under center now. Here comes a blitz. And no running room for McMillan.
You know what I think is happening on the field? I think that every time South Florida comes out with what I call ace personnel, that's two tight ends and two wide receivers, I think you're getting a run blitz every single time. So they've got a three-step and have some throws out of that personnel grouping. That's why they have not been able to run the ball out of their two tight end formation. Every one, they've run right into run blitz with 8-man fronts, unblocked the guys. You can't handle it.
No gain on the play, second down and 10. Now Blackwell is in the shotgun. Quarterback draw. Blackwell. Look at quick feet over the 40. He's got a first down to midfield. We talked about it at halftime. This is an offense, especially with Blackwell, that has the opportunity to make big plays. This team is desperate for a big play right now.
But this is all an individual effort by Blackwell. Makes one guy miss. How he gets out of this, I'll never know. Another guy miss. That's the third miss. 4. That's all a great individual effort.
The Bulls are at midfield, first and 10. Blackwell with 3 touchdowns on the season. Remember that 48-yard touchdown run against Southwest Texas State to win the ball game for the Bulls in that one. Blackwell. Charlie Jackson close to another first down.
Great execution of the sprint out cut, and boy, they caught him in the right defense because they brought a corner blitz from the weak side of the formation. They couldn't pick it up, and he sprinted away from it, and the out cut was there. Very, very good execution by South Florida.
Ball marked at the 41-yard line. Gain of 9 yards on the play, second down and 1. The Bulls trail 7-0. Just underway, second half. Here comes another blitz.
Oh, boy.
Very little running room for the Bulls. They
Might have got
over the 40. They get the first down. Raphael Williams on the carry. Boy, this team is just determined to run blitz whenever they get the opportunity.
Yeah,
that has really hurt the South Florida run.
Yeah, it has. And it looks to me like they're doing it on personnel groupings. And I'm sure the offensive staff is seeing that. We're going to start seeing some throws. All right, now here we come with 2 tight ends again. Let's see if they run blitz again this time.
From the 40.
Here it comes. Exactly. Oh, what an effort by McMillan.
McMillan at the 30. Another first down for the Bulls. They are on the march. 3 straight first downs for South Florida.
Well, again, they blitzed right into the play, and that was a great individual effort by McMillan. But I feel very, very strongly that's exactly what they're doing. They're blitzing by personnel groupings. That's the outside zone play. Makes 2 guys miss right in the hole. 3rd guy miss. Boy, this young guy's got some strength and power. That's a great effort.
McMillan, 5'10", 220 pounds. He's bigger than a lot of those linebackers out there for Illinois State. McMillan again, this time the left side. Very little room there. He's brought down at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that was the outside zone play. And, of course, you know, McMillan, 220 pounds, but he benches over 400 pounds. I mean, he's got great strength, Alcat.
39 yards so far tonight. Let's not forget that he had 3 100-yard-plus games from Miami, the Miami Hurricanes.
2 tight ends again. Let's see what I almost said Virginia Tech, Illinois State. Let's see what they do.
3 seconds on the play clock. Here it comes. This time to the air. Blackwell with time.
Got it.
R.J. Anderson, touchdown, South Florida.
That's a great job by the offensive staff and Chico Canales. They recognized just what we were talking about. They were blitzing that formation every time, put the corner one-on-one. Susceptible, playing inside technique, susceptible to the corner route, and boy, what a good throw by Blackwell. That's exactly what we talked about, being able to come out of the locker room at halftime, calm them down. Well, watch this. That's just terrific throw on the corner route, and inside technique, corner is nowhere to be seen.
R.J. Anderson with the touchdown, the point after by Tony Umholtz, and just like that, the South Florida Bulls have tied things up. Walter James with the touchdown run at the end of the first half for Illinois State, and the Bulls have answered. Number 19, South Florida, all tied with number 7, Illinois State. There's the hero, R.J. Anderson, a 25-yard pass play from Markwell Blackwell. The Bulls were looking for a big play, and how about that drive? 3 minutes and 8 seconds. They had 3 straight first downs, and the Bulls have tied it at 7. And the Bulls are right there on the kickoff. Alvin Salter, the tackle on Sam Young. One more look at the touchdown, Doug Graber.
Yeah, and here you see the blitz coming inside. The corners playing man-to-man inside technique, no free safety. Excellent corner route by Anderson. Excellent throw. That's how you got to beat this defense right there. Now, you know, it's interesting. Grammatica, it does not appear he's not done any kicking off tonight. If they get to a crucial field goal, it's probably going to be Umholtz late in the game.
Grammatica out with a groin injury. He, of course, is the brother of Martin Grammatica of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. On the run. Watts, no room. Tripped up at the 25. Very little gain. The tackle by Greg Walls.
South Florida was very, very fortunate on that play. That was the counter dive, and he really had a crack, and he just got tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, he's got a big game.
This South Florida defense has played so well against a team that's been averaging more than 40 points per game. The option. Burke can't pitch it. Marshall Smith right there to pull him in.
I tell you, this little Marshall Smith guy, boy, he's got a big heart. He amazes me week in and week out with the plays that he's able to make. I mean, he's just an effort. Watch him chase it down from behind here. You know, some guy, and he's really not that fast, Al, but he plays fast, so that's really all that matters.
He checks in at 5'10", 205 pounds. Comes out of nowhere to pull down a good running quarterback in Burke.
Boy, he's a smart football player, and you just cannot substitute for that.
Third down and 11. From the 21-yard line. Game tied at 7. Screen pass. And this could go away. Castro. Roy Mans will try to stop it. He does at the 15-yard line. That is heartbreak for the South Florida Bulls. Defensively, they have played so well in this half.
Great effort by Mans to run it down, and what happened was they caught him in a full blitz, and that's the play you want to run, and it just got balled up in there, and all of a sudden, here he comes out of it.
A huge gain for the Redbirds, and instead of having poor field position, They're knocking at the door again for the go-ahead score.
Wide receiver screen. Wide receiver screen right here. Oh, we didn't get a chance to see it on that replay, but boy, it sure did just pop.
56 yards on the game. The option. And Burke pulled down at the 8-yard line. Jay Mize made a touchdown-saving tackle.
He absolutely did. And boy, this Burke, I can see why he was so heavily recruited by all the Big Ten schools up in that part of the country. That's a great cutback. That's a great play by Jay Mize. He certainly saved the touchdown there. Good discipline. He stayed at home, stayed in his lane, and was able to make the play on the cutback.
Gain of 8 yards on the play from the 5-yard line. 2nd down and 2. Here comes a blitz. And the Bulls are right there. Very little running room, and here is a flag.
This comes in the area of holding. Let's see exactly what the call is.
Boy, that's something the Bulls would love.
Well,
it is a hold, and it is against the Redbirds.
Couldn't come at a better time for South Florida. God, this defense has played hard all night long. Just got caught in the blitz right there, and Vasse Mark closing real good.
On the offense, holding 10 yards from the previous spot. Still 2nd down.
So sets up 2nd down, taken back to the 15-yard line.
2nd and about 12 now from the spot of the fall. Well, that gives them a breath of hope here now. Certainly would like to force a field goal attempt in this situation.
It would be a 32-yard attempt from this position.
Man-to-man.
2nd down and long. Burke nearly pulled down, and the Bulls wrap him up inside the 15. Vasse Mark. He just wrapped those arms up against Burke, and he wasn't about to let him go.
No, he sure was. And I'll tell you, and Burke is, he's 6'1", 195-pound redshirt freshman. He looks even bigger than that to me. But he really has a good sense of when to cut these plays back. 3rd and 10 now. Huge play here.
Ball marked at the 13-yard line. Todd Berry would love to get more points for his offense. His team's rated number 6 in the country. Here comes a blitz by the Bulls. Touchdown, and a flag is down. But it appears to be a touchdown for the Redbirds.
That was a terrific throw by Burke, an excellent route by the receiver. And he's a good one. Boy, I'll tell you what, Ricky Garrett is a big receiver that really can play. Let's take a look at it here now.
Already, once he's been called for offensive interference, but they're calling it this time on the defense, Bernard Brown. I'm not sure the Bulls agree with that.
No, there was a lot of contact there by both players on the fade route. But you know what? That's a great throw by Dusty Burke. Good timing, excellent receiver. Ricky Garrett, 6'2", 205 pounds. He has an advantage there.
And with that, Garrett, as that point after is blocked, and that could be a huge play in this game on down the road.
That was Chivas, John Chivas, that blocked it. Boy, he really got up in the air. Now we got a penalty flag late. Watch Chivas here. He really, he's what we call a leaper on the extra point field. Watch him coming right up the middle of your screen. Right up over the back. Oh, what a great effort.
Personal foul against the offense.
Personal foul against Illinois State. That'll be marked off on the kickoff. 8:03 left to go on the 3rd. The Redbirds take the lead on the touchdown, but the Bulls stop the point after. There he is, Ricky Garrett, with his 20th touchdown reception. He now ties a record at Illinois State. 13-yard reception. The Redbirds come right back with an answer for South Florida. Now, thanks to the penalty, Illinois State kicks off at the 20, and the Bulls get decent field position at the 34-yard line. One more look at the touchdown. Ricky Garrett
This is a classic matchup problem where the big receiver takes a good split so he can work outside. I think that's a good call on the interference, but that's very, very well executed offensively. Tough to stop.
Ricky Garrett, 6'3", 215 pounds, certainly has the size advantage over the Bulls. Can the Bulls provide an answer? They're down by 6 from the 34, 1st and 10. Here comes another run blitz. McMillan, nowhere to go. Loss on the play.
Well, again, it becomes more and more obvious that every time that they get in that 2 tight end offense, they're getting the rundown blitzes. And again, I think which they did earlier in that drive, the previous drive, they threw a corner route out of that personnel grouping, which was a great job offensively. They're going to have to do more of that.
The Bulls got 3 straight first downs the last time they had the football and scored on a touchdown pass to R.J. Anderson. But the Bulls trail by 6. 2nd down and 11. Here comes another blitz. The Bulls find it. Rubin at the 35. Gain of 5 yards.
That's the exact same play that Illinois State had the 70-yard gain on. The difference was their lineman blocked the corner, and Joe Conrad missed him. Of course, now that's a true freshman. Now, he didn't have to do that in high school. He didn't have to block corners down the field and things like they ask him to do in college football.
3rd down and 6 from the 38-yard line. 6:38 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Bulls now trail by 6. Another blitz. The Bulls pick it up. Blackwell trying to get away and simply tries to throw it away, although Clemens was in the neighborhood for the South Florida Bulls. A reminder, the USF Bowl Session, weekly radio call-in show with head coach Jim Leavitt, is set for Thursday from 7 to 8. Tune in to Sports Radio 1010 The Team, or stop by to be a part of the live audience at Rocky's Sports Grill, the Bowl Session, every Thursday night this season. So the Bulls will punt. Tony Umholtz standing at his own 23-yard line. Ryan Sokola back to receive.
Great
hit. Beautiful punt. Inside the 10, and look at this. How about that for English? Inside the 5-yard line, and the Bulls needed that. 6:15 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Umholtz and the Bulls now down by 6. There is Tony Umholtz with a big play for the South Florida Bulls to pin Illinois State inside the 5-yard line. A 58-yard punt. Umholtz loves it. So does Jim Leavitt. From the 5. They'll mark it at the 4. Walter James gets out over the 8.
Well, you know, that Umholtz has really given the Bulls a great opportunity here now to seize field position. And now it really becomes a key thing defensively.
Leroy Selman Jr. on the field. Playing very, very well as a true freshman.
He really is, boy. You know, this is the 2nd week he's played, and he shows up every week. He makes plays.
5:43 and counting in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 6. Again, James, absolutely no gain there. Kawika Mitchell, the big tackle for the South Florida Bulls.
And really, Leroy Selman is one that set that up. He had great leverage on the offensive guard, and then he left a clear lane, and Kawika Mitchell was unblocked, and he finished it off.
3rd down and 4. This is another big 3rd down play for this defense.
3rd down play, huge.
Last time on 3rd down, the Bulls gave up a 58-yard screen pass.
Watch the quarterback draw.
The Bulls threaten blitz. They drop back. Here is the quarterback draw. And the right there, the big hit. Brian Wilson knocks him backwards.
Well, Brian Wilson was looking the same way I was. They've run quarterback draw in many crucial situations tonight. What a huge play by Wilson. Boy, he stuck him. Watch it. Watch Wilson come in from the left to your screen. Bam! Woo! That's football.
The defensive coach coming out here. A big time hit for the Bulls, and now Illinois State will have to punt. Strader standing at his goal line. The Bulls could get excellent field position.
Oh, almost blocked.
A very low punt. Charlie Jackson at midfield. Gets away from one tackler. He's pulled out of bounds by Zakola. But the Bulls have excellent field position at midfield. For AA tournament. Markwell Blackwell has a touchdown pass, 25 yards to R.J. Anderson. The Bulls want more. Play action. Blackwell in deep trouble. A huge loss. 12 yards on the play. Galen Scott with the tackle for the Redbirds.
I hate to say it, Al, but again, that was the two tight end formation, bringing the blitzes off the corner. And, of course, the play action is not going to be effective against that because you cannot block the outside rusher. Boy, what a huge play that was for Illinois State.
They're calling it a loss of 10.
Wow.
And that was time. Second down and 20. Screen pass. Clemens gets away from one tackler, gets up to the 44-yard line. Derek Smith, the tackle for Illinois State.
If Jermaine Clemens can make the one guy miss, if he can break that one tackle, he was off to about a 15-yard gain.
Third down and 16. 2:58 and counting here in the third. Bulls trail by 6. Both teams have scored a touchdown here in the third quarter. That difference may be the John Chivas block point after attempt. Another blitz. Blackwell. Got Charlie Jackson wide open at the 40. Now to the 30. Tries to turn the corner. He is pulled out of bounds by Sam Young. But now before a flag goes down, that'll be added to a huge gain for the South Florida Bulls.
Personal foul, a late, very late hit on the quarterback by number 45. Boy, great athleticism here to bide time. Terrific job finding Jackson across the middle. And that penalty occurred on the quarterback about right now. That's how late it was.
The penalty is on Hamilton Wells. It was a 28-yard gain for the Bulls, and now they'll march to 15 yards.
First down.
Actually, halfway to the goal from here.
Yep. Let's take a look at it here now. Let's see the penalty. He tackled the quarterback. I don't know what that's all about. That's a, that's a stupid penalty by the Illinois State player. Jeez.
From the 14-yard line, another blitz. McMillan, can he pull away? Yeah. And the flag is down. The Bulls had a golden opportunity inside the 15-yard line. Offside against the Redbirds.
Boy, this is a huge momentum turn now. That one play, Al, tremendous momentum turn for the Bulls right here.
Now inside the 10. And that'll be first down and 5. So it's like the Bulls will have 8 plays right now to punch this in.
That's right. The biggest thing here is you cannot have a negative play now. No penalties, no negative plays.
7 penalties for Illinois State. 2 on this series. Jermaine Clemens.
Got about 1 or 2. Again, these blitzes are tough to run against. Okay, here comes the 2 tight end set back into the game. Now this, at least the outside blitzes have to come all the way from the corner. I bet they run the inside zone play. Let's take a look.
Second down and 4. McMillan cuts back at the 5. He has a first down. He is down to the 3-yard line.
That's exactly what they ran. They ran the inside zone play, which you can't get to from the outside. Because every time they're in 2 tight ends, they're getting the same blitz. The outside blitzers and a pure 8-man front. Yeah, excellent job there. Good cutback. Good strength, power running. I'd like to see him some 3-step drop against that.
First and goal from the 3. The Bulls trail by 6. R.J. Anderson in motion. Jermaine Clemens. He is buried. The whole right side of the Illinois State defense. Damian Gregory leading the way for the Redbirds.
Yeah, he got nothing on that at all. In fact, he lost about
a half a yard.
Exactly.
You see the time remaining in the 3rd. 2nd down and goal. Both teams with the touchdown here in the 3rd. The Bulls would like to get more. Play action. Blackwell being chased. Tries to take it himself and loses yardage. He was looking for his tight end, Richard Guerrero, but good coverage by the Redbirds.
Jermaine Clemens is hurt on the field, and they absolutely tackled the fullback trying to release him in the flat. That's why he had no receiver in the flat. Absolutely tackled him. They got away with one right there. Illinois State, I'm speaking of.
An official timeout. 13 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Boy, the Bulls have sure had their injury problems this year, and that looks like another knee. Gee whiz.
How many serious injuries can this program have? Again, Otis Dixon, last year's MVP offensively, out with a knee injury. Jason Butler, last year's defensive MVP, out with a knee injury.
Yeah, of course, you know, Jason Butler's knee injury was really devastating. That was a complete knee. Jermaine Clemens doesn't look too good right here. They've lost 6 players for the year. Ron Johnson they lost. Snellgrove they've lost. They lost their tight end earlier in the season. In fact, he's probably done for his career because they discovered that he has a narrow spinal column when they did the x-rays, and you just don't mess around with that. He's going to be fine, but this certainly does not look good with Jermaine's right knee.
Jermaine Clemens meant so much to this program over the opening 3 seasons. A loss of 1 on the play.
He's one of the few seniors they have. Boy, you hate to see that.
3rd down and goal from the 5. The Bulls really want to get 6 here. R.J. Anderson in motion.
Another blitz.
Quick pass, looking for Anderson. Touchdown, South Florida.
Great throw by Blackwell. That really was pretty well covered. He did not have much room to fit that ball in and put it right where it had to be.
Anderson, the man in motion, also a man with an earlier touchdown. Look at that smile. He has his first 2 touchdowns of the season, and they couldn't come at a better time than against the number 6 team in the country.
Watch this tight coverage here. Boy, he had just a few inches to fit that ball in. Huge kick right here, Al.
Umholtz, remember, the point after was blocked for Illinois State. Wow. This one is good. And with that, the South Florida Bulls have regained the lead at the end of the 3rd quarter. R.J. Anderson, 2 touchdown catches tonight, and the Bulls lead by 1 over number 6 Illinois State. Tony Umholtz with the point after for the South Florida Bulls, and that's a big point after right now. Remember that play when John Shivas blocked the point after on the Illinois State touchdown. R.J. Anderson comes back with his 2nd score. 50 yards on 8 plays, the 7-yard touchdown pass, and like that, the South Florida Bulls take the lead, and they're all smiles, leading by 1.
What a fine young man R.J. Anderson is. 2-time letter winner at Brigham Young as a wide receiver.
A short kick. Sam Young brings it to the 25-yard line, and there may have been a fumble.
Well, you know what? Now let's go back to what we said. One of the keys to the game was Illinois State has been a tremendous fourth-quarter team this year. They have outscored their opponents 60-27, and really a couple of those were meaningless scores.
There is Hamilton Wells. Yep. Remember, he had that huge penalty on hitting the quarterback late on a 28-yard pass play for the Bulls, and that really set up the touchdown more than anything else.
Yeah, it really did.
1st and 10 for number 6 Illinois State at the 26-yard line. The Bulls looking like a blitz. They pull back. James cuts it back, and the Bulls are right there.
Boy, Anthony Williams came up huge. I mean, he was blocked. He simply beat the block and made the play. A lot of momentum for South Florida now. Remember now, South Florida has had some problems of their own in the fourth quarter this year. They have not been a great fourth-quarter team up to this point. So tonight will be let's see if this team has matured and grown up enough to make plays in the fourth quarter to win a game, to win a huge game like this.
Anthony Williams all over Aaron Peterson, just threw him to the side, went to make the tackle. 2nd down and long. Burke looking deep. He's got a receiver wide open. The running back James at midfield. And that is a stake to the heart of this defense of South Florida to let that running back slip out of the backfield and pull in a big play.
Well, that's the out and up pattern. The running back runs an out cut and turns it right up the sideline. I don't know what the rules were in the coverage. Either Anthony Henry or the outside linebacker, somebody blew the coverage here.
A 32-yard gain for the Redbirds. From the 45-yard line. Watts, nothing there. Leroy Selman Jr. among the tacklers for the South Florida Bulls.
Boy, and you know what a great football game this has been, and the ramifications for both teams are huge. I mean, Illinois State is number 6. They could very easily be number 3 after today's events. South Florida could easily be in the top 10 and on their way to a possible playoff berth if they can win this game.
There's Clemens on the bench.
Ice on that knee. Another unbalanced.
2nd down and 9. James hit by Walls. And how about Anthony Williams? And now the Bulls smell blood.
Boy, you know, that shows South Florida's speed. You cannot cut the football back that far against this defense. Boy, Walls can run. Young, true freshman out of Sarasota. 45-yard line. Boy, a lot of momentum on South Florida's way now. Well, what a great play by Gray Walls.
Now, he originally made that tackle there and then comes back the other way and was involved in the tackle here. Watch, he'll eventually show up.
Wow. That's both quarters over there as well at the same time.
Another big loss. 3rd down and 20. Burke nearly caught by Garrett.
That could have been offensive interference, and in my opinion, should have been offensive interference, and that's Garrett again. Garrett
had it called on him once. He also has a touchdown reception. Very physical wide receiver at 6'3", 215. LaFane Williams, the coverage for the Bulls.
Good pressure. There's a lot of pushing and shoving right there now. Boy, this is exciting stuff.
Straighter back to punt. Charlie Jackson standing at his 19.
Another great kick.
Inside the 10, and the Bulls will get the football at the 20-yard line. 11:54 left to go in the fourth quarter. We got a good one here. The South Florida Bulls with the touchdown on their last possession. They lead 14-13. South Florida with the lead at 14-13. R.J. Anderson. A pair of touchdown catches from Markwell Blackwell. The Bulls take it 1st and 10 from the 20. 11:54 left to go in the contest. Blackwell changing the play at the line of scrimmage. McMillan quickly through the hole at the 25. at the 30 as a first down for the Bulls.
That time, Al, they audibled away from the strong side of the formation on the blitz and had a nice crack, and that was the outside zone play. Boy, and if the safety stayed with it and made the tackle. That's Edgar Biddles.
Here's a look at the Hops game summary. Dusty Burke with the touchdown pass. James with the touchdown. South Florida, Barkwell, Blackwell. 2 touchdown passes, both to R.J. Anderson, and the Bulls own the 1-point lead. Remember, they blocked that point after attempt on the second touchdown for Illinois State. This time, McMillan has nowhere to go.
Yep.
James on the tackle. Excuse me, Galen Scott on the tackle for the Redbirds.
And he's an unblocked free agent. They can't block him. They brought the whole house that time. Now, that was an 8-man blitz, and you just can't block him. So that's a negative play, but you're going to get some negative plays against this defense. You've got to make big plays. They really haven't made a huge big play yet tonight.
Illinois State has. That set up both of their touchdowns.
Right.
Second down and very long. Second down and 11. And the Bulls barely get the snap off before the play clock. And Blackwell is nailed. It's a fumble. And it appears the Bulls are on it. They are. Blackwell blindsided.
Yep, trying to throw the corner route. And the tight ends really struggle blocking these outside rushes. This is something that tight ends are not used to doing.
Once again,
right here, he just gets beat.
Adam Waugh has been all over the field for the Redbirds.
Yeah, that's Guerrero trying to block him, and that's just something that tight ends aren't very good at because they don't practice it all the time. And that's what this defense puts you in a position where you have to do things like that.
Blackwell has been sacked 5 times. The Bulls lead by 1. Third down and very long.
Now they're playing zone.
Nearly picked off.
So that's a bad offensive series. You know, they had 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. And, now you're looking at 4th and 20.
Tyrell McMillan had an 11-yard run to open that series. And the Bulls do nothing with it. Umholtz, the punt, already has a 58-yarder tonight. Sokola back to receive.
Block it!
Umholtz very high. Sokola takes it at the 35. Has some room. Gets it up near midfield. 9:31 left to go in the contest. South Florida with the 1-point lead. You're watching South Florida football on ESPN+. 9:31 left to go in the contest. That blocked point after by John Chivas. The difference in this contest so far. But excellent field position for the Redbirds at the 47-yard line. 1st and 10. Nearly intercepted. Big hit, Anthony Williams.
You know, the style of this offense, their wide receivers, they can't be sissies now. I mean, they have to catch the ball over the middle. They take some shots. They got to be able to block. That's why they have bigger wide receivers. It really fits this style of offense. That guy has done a heck of a job with this program, boy. He really has. Illinois State was nowhere when he took over 3 years ago.
Last year he led them to a playoff berth. Their first playoff berth in Division I AA. James gets away. Jay Mize knocks him out of bounds, but not before a good gain by Walter James.
Boy, that's a missed tackle for a 3-yard loss. Terrible missed tackle here. Good job by Jay Mize forcing him out of bounds. Let's take a look at it. That's just a sprint draw. It's Anthony Williams that misses him right here. Got the hat on the wrong side. You got to get the hat on the downfield side, forced out of bounds by Mize. You know, Mize is the second leading tackler. He's only started 3 games.
Had 16 tackles against Western Kentucky. Gain of 8 yards on the play. 3rd down and 2. James again, this time he has the first down.
That's great running by James because they really had him for about a 2-yard loss, and again, a couple missed tackles, but let's give James some credit. He's a big, strong back, 215 pounds, and he looked like it right there. Boy, that was a big carry by number 20, Walter James, Florida native. He's excited tonight. He's glad to be back home.
And a big first down for Illinois State. On the march. Down by 1. You see the time remaining. The pitch. Watts trying to turn the corner, and the Bulls are right there.
Boy, what a great job by Roy Manns. They had 2 tight ends, and he really stuffed the tight end of a strong safety. That's hard to do, but he had great leverage, stuffed the tight end, ran it to the sideline, and made the tackle. Did it all.
Gain of 2 yards on the play. Second down and 8. 8:30 left to go in the contest.
Boy, every series and every play now is just huge as we get down to the clock ticking down, 8:23 and count.
Even now with the battle of field position means so much in this contest. Burke thought about a screen pass, instead going for Garrett. Knocked away by Jay Mize coming out of nowhere to get in the way of Garrett.
You're exactly right. He came from nowhere, and I don't know whether he got a piece of the ball or not, but if he didn't, he certainly distracted Garrett enough to, wow.
Garrett is staring at a touchdown here.
He has beat Glenn Davis badly, and the free safety comes out of nowhere.
He did touch it.
Wow, what a great play by Jay Mize. Woo! He's had a game-saving tackle. Now he's had a game-saving play right there, Al Keck.
Third down and long. Third down and 8 from the 40. Here's a huge third down play. Again, looking for Garrett, and the Bulls knock it away. Bernard Brown, the coverage for South Florida, along with Jay Mize.
Jay Mize really showing some range at the safety position tonight on the 2 consecutive plays in a row. I thought that ball was going to be intercepted. I really did. Now, you know, this coach has been one that has gone for it on 4th down, but he's not going to do it here. Listen to this stat. In 3 years, he's gone for it 48 of 88. He's 48 of 88 attempts on 4th down. Amazing number. Now, they're in a position where they can fake here, too.
Strader with the punt. Into the end zone, and the Bulls will get the football at the 20-yard line. 7:57 left to go in the contest. The Bulls are clinging to that 1-point lead. 7:57 left to go in the contest. The South Florida Bulls have never beat a ranked team. They've got an excellent opportunity here, and is this crucial for their chances at the Division I AA playoffs. A 1-point lead from the 20, first down and 10. Raphael Williams all wrapped up.
Yeah, they're bringing the house right now. I mean, you're almost against this style of defense. You're almost in a position that if you're going to move the football and create field position, you're going to have to throw it. And you hate to do that. And, the clock is ticking down. You just hate to do that, but you have to against this style of defense.
The backs are McMillan and Williams.
Here's where they really miss Otis Dixon.
Second down and 10. From the corners, look out, Blackwell. He's going deep. He's got a man wide open. He had Reuben right in his hands at the 45-yard line. Reuben had beaten his man, and the Bulls were staring at 6.
Oh, boy. You know, he had to wait. That was a very tough throw on a sprint out, to throw across your body and to throw it that far down the field. He made a pretty darn good throw here. I don't know whether the corner got a hand on it or just distracted him, but it was enough. Huge 3rd and 10, Al.
The Bulls have been looking for a big play tonight. That could have been their opportunity. 3rd down and 10 from the 20-yard line. 7:13 left to go in the contest. That block point after the difference right now.
Here comes the blitz.
Blackwell looking deep again. and simply throws it away.
Well, that's a great job by Blackwell of just getting rid of the football, because they brought 5 from the strong side. They couldn't block him. The outside guy was unblocked. He just had to be athletic and read it and try to make a play. Oh, boy. 7 minutes to go now. This is getting wild.
Umholtz standing at his 6-yard line. There's Zakola at his 40. And
great
excellent punt. Zakola at his 27. And the Bulls are right there.
Mitchell. Boy, what a punt by Umholtz. He's had a big night tonight. He's had a great couple years here, Al. He's been a terrific punter.
They're talking another 58-yard punt. That's his second tonight for Umholtz.
Wow. Does it in the classroom, too. Academic All-American as well.
And hit some big field goals, some big point afters.
Jim Levitt talking strategy with defensive coordinator Rick Kravitz. Every series is a key series now.
From the 38, 1st and 10.
Reverse. Very well played.
Randolph waits with the honors, and the Bulls were ready for it.
Sean Hay stayed at home, disciplined defense.
Now the Bulls have had a lot of tackles for losses tonight, but Illinois State has managed to find ways to come up with a big play to keep drives alive. Second down and 14.
Nickel defense in.
Again the option. James has got some running room and some blocking. Oh, very close to a first down.
That's what the option does to you. They get you playing pass defense, and then all of a sudden here comes the option, and you're playing man-to-man and running down the field. They don't even have to block you. That's going to make it 3rd and short.
It's a gain of 12 yards. Second down, make that 3rd down and 1. Actually, it's a gain of 13 yards. Another big 3rd down for both teams. Squirting through is James.
Now, the Bulls have got too many men on the field, and that is a huge penalty. They didn't get their substitution done properly, and the officials have caught it.
The flags came in late, right after the tackle.
Oh, boy, that is a killer. I believe that's what it is, and it is. Oh, Lord. They went from the nickel defense back to the normal defense.
Jim Levitt trying to state his case. James would have had the first down regardless.
Yep.
But now this gives the number 16, or the number 6 team in the country, excellent field position.
It's from the spot of the foul. It's a 15-yard penalty. Oh, that is
illegal participation on the defense. 12 man
Kids
on the
getting
field.
excited, Al. They went from they had nickel defense on the field. They went to normal defense. Crucial situation in the game. Kids get excited, and somebody did not communicate the personnel grouping. 15-yard penalty is the result. Boy, that hurts.
Now marked at the 39-yard line. 5:26 left to go in the contest. Bulls are clinging to that 1-point lead.
Quarterback draw.
Quarterback draw.
Oh, they got
the Bulls are ready. Bassett Mark, along with Kawika Mitchell.
Sign of a good defensive team. The quarterback draw killed them in the first half, and they have really shut it down here in the second half. Defensive linemen are really the key here. They read it and come off the blocks. Great job by Kawika Mitchell, Bassett Mark, defensive end. Everybody's in on the action.
And it looks like the Bulls have another injury down there. They've already lost Jermaine Clemens.
I think this
to a
is
knee
cramps.
injury.
This looks like cramps to me.
Bassett Mark, who was in on the tackle.
Let's hope it's cramps. I feel pretty darn sure these are just cramps because, you know, they only have 5 linebackers left in the program right now. With the loss of Demetrius Woods and Jason Butler. Yep. Cramps.
Five minutes left to go in the contest. South Florida with the 1-point lead. Top 20 battle. South Florida rated number 19. Illinois State number 6.
They got a pretty good kicker who's 6 of 7 for the year here. They have to keep him out of field goal range.
The Bulls have really used tough defense to stop the run here in the second half. Quick pass, hit at the line of scrimmage. It looked like Emerson Morris deflected the ball at the line of scrimmage.
Yep, and they ran a pick route, and they had the back running into the flat. They had him open.
Third down and 10 for the Redbirds.
Sets up a big third down play.
Huge third down play.
This South Florida defense has held Illinois State in check most of the way, but Illinois State has found a way to come up with the big play, especially here in the second half on third down.
Watch them isolate. They're going to isolate and run a corner out, I think. Nope, they ran a curl.
And
He's
that
short.
is short of the first down.
They're going to go for it here. Yeah, they're about a half a yard short. And, you know, they have gone for it on fourth down a bunch in his career, and I'm sure they'll go for it here.
Ricky Garrett on the catch, a yard shy.
They ran a trips into the sideline, and that ensured them an isolation with Garrett to the wide side of the field and ran a curl. Good offensive speed.
4:07 and counting. Quickly, a timeout. The Bulls called a timeout. Vasse Mark was running back on the field. The Bulls may not have had enough players.
Yeah, all
on the
these
field.
all these personnel groupings they give you. I mean, you're trying to match things up, Al, and it's very, very tough for a young football team to do. And I like the call because they were unsettled defensively, and they had the formation with two tight ends into the sideline. Huge play of the game right here. Fourth and about fourth and really about 1.5 feet, looks like, from here. And you know, this very well could be the ball game now with 4 minutes to go.
South Florida with the 1-point lead. Here comes your quarterback, Dusty Burke. Redshirt freshman has played so well tonight.
He really has. He's really been impressive, hasn't he?
He's hit some big passes when he's had to, and again, he is so quick and so strong with running the football. He's very dangerous.
You know what the key is? He has not made mistakes. He's not fumbled. He's not thrown interceptions. He's read the right coverages. I mean, he's not made mistakes. Really, really unusual for a young redshirt freshman.
This crowd at Raymond James Stadium, some 25,000 strong, trying to help the South Florida defense. Watch. Pull Vasse Mark.
Whoa!
Oh, South Florida with big-time defense.
Well,
and a flag is down.
Flag, celebration penalty. Oh, my God. Oh, Lord. I'm sure that's what it is. His helmet was off.
It looked like his helmet came flying off. He did not pull it off.
There's no flag on the
They're saying no flag.
Exactly right. That's the correct call. I thought they had called him for the helmet off on the field, but his helmet came flying off on the play.
That's the second time he's lost his helmet tonight. And how about this type of play when you've got 4th and 1?
Well, this is a gutsy call, and what discipline
Eugene Morris.
by Eugene Morris, a freshman. What discipline on his part. Wow.
Now the Bulls need to use ball control right here. 3:57 left to go at the 32. They have a 1-point lead.
They're going to get blitzed every single step.
To the air. Blackwell. Charlie Jackson, 5-yard gain. Excuse me, make that a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, if you're going to run an outcut, you need to get it at least 5 yards. I mean, it's, you know, if you're going to get completions, you got to gain yardage. You can't have 3-yard gains on outcuts.
Right now, the play clock with the play going out of bounds, stopping with 3:52 left to go in the contest. The Bulls with that 1-point lead, if nothing else, they want to go on a drive and try to win the field position game because they have the clock on their side.
Blitz.
Another blitz.
No chance.
Raphael Williams
No chance.
on a loss.
Well, Illinois State has all 3 timeouts left. I would guess that they would start using them at some point with about 2.5 minutes maybe to go.
3:35 left to go in the contest.
Well, this is you know, I hate to repeat myself, but this 3rd and 8 is huge right now. Now, are they going to sit back and play zone, or are they going to come after them again? Let's take a look. 2 tight ends.
From the 34, here comes a blitz. Blackwell looking deep, double coverage, and a pass interference call.
Well, there was definite contact. I don't know if the ball was catchable or not, but no question about the contact. And again, he barely got that ball off, Al, because the tight ends are having trouble blocking the outside rushers.
They're calling holding on Illinois State.
Well, that'll be a first down.
More than anything, it gives South Florida a first down.
Holding on an eligible receiver by the defense. 10 yards from the previous
Take a look at it.
Automatic first down.
Yeah, right there. No question about the call.
Armando
Anderson.
Andrade,
Yep.
who is from St. Petersburg, played at Lakewood High.
.308.
It's good for the first down. At the 44-yard line.
Okay.
Got a crack. Oh,
Williams gets it out near midfield, pulled down at the 48-yard line. Again, that crack, we've seen so very few cracks for this running game for the South Florida Bulls. It was there momentarily.
Yeah.
Illinois State very quick.
They really are. That was the outside zone play, but he did a nice job staying in bounds. Clock is running.
South Florida much better offensively here in the second half. Illinois State comes in averaging about 400 yards of offense, and the Bulls have held them to about half that. Rubin in motion. Second down and 7, and again, no running room for the Bulls. Damon Gregory, the transfer from Indiana, with the big tackle.
You know, you hate to have to throw the football, and of course now did they take a timeout or no?
Yes, they did take a timeout.
Exactly, 2 minutes. That was a good call by Todd Berry. 2:20. That's exactly when you want to take it. They still have 2 timeouts. You hate to have to throw the ball and stop the clock from running, but unfortunately, against this style of defense, Al, you really don't have much choice unless you just want to keep the clock running and punt it away. Now you're 3rd and 10.
There are the 2 head coaches, 2 of the top young coaches right now in Division I AA. I'm sure on down the road sometime, both will have opportunities at Division I programs. Obviously, with Jim Levitt, this team will go Division I here in a couple of years.
Yep.
And you would think with Barry, he'll get an opportunity someplace, somewhere.
Yeah, and I really like his demeanor during the game. Looks like he's not, but believe me, his stomach is rolling and churning. But you have to keep your poise, your calm as a head coach, especially with the clock running down, all these situations that come up. Very, very impressive. Both outstanding young head coaches.
2:20 left to go. Bulls with the 1-point lead.
All right,
3rd down and 10 from the 45.
Here
Big
comes
play.
the blitz, without question. Corner blitz. Yep, here it comes from the corner.
Blackwell could not get away.
Boy.
He ran right into that. Ryan Zicola with the big tackle and a huge loss of close to 15 yards.
Well, now there goes your field position now. Now you're punting from the 34-yard line. Illinois State with another timeout. Yep, they brought the corner blitz from the backside, and the running back missed the block on the front side on the sprint out, and you're dead. You're just dead. You've got to, as a running back, you have to chop the outside rusher, and he did not get him down.
Ryan Zicola standing back at his 30. Tony Umholtz with 2 58-yarders already tonight. The Bulls would love one of those right now.
Boy, what a pressure situation now. You know, every snap now is just crucial. need it. You know, they came close to blocking the one punt tonight, Al. Now, you got to be careful here, too. Your
I was just going to mention that. They have been close before.
Protection has to be sound, and again, this is a program that blocks a lot of kicks. I mean, they're not afraid to go after it. So you got to be solid in your protection up front. Good snap. Can't be looking at the football, Mr. Punter. Two-step it and get it away.
Umholtz at his 20. 2:11 left to go.
Here they come.
Excellent snap. And an excellent punt.
Great punt.
Zakola at the 20. Chivas misses one try, but the Bulls are right there. What a punt.
Great punt.
By Tony Umholtz.
Punted him into the sideline, too, with no chance for a return. Spectacular night by Umholtz.
45-yard punt.
1:59, one timeout left.
30-yard line.
1:59, as Doug mentioned, and a 1-point lead with one timeout left for Illinois State.
Field goal kicker has hit 6 of 7 this year. Strader, he's also the punter.
Had a game-winning field goal a week ago. Has a long of 38 yards. Burton looking deep. Was looking for his tight end, Preisker. Yeah. Roy Mans on the coverage.
Very well covered by Roy Mans. And you had Anthony Henry back up over the top of him. Man-to-man coverage. They're not going to back off and play zones.
Again, this game's so important for South Florida. They've never beaten a ranked team.
0-6 against ranked teams, and this one is ranked number 6.
With an opportunity to go much higher.
To be number 3 anyway. Looks like man-to-man again.
Second down and long. Quick pass to the running back. James is nailed. Coming up, Glenn Davis.
More importantly, the clock is running. They're a little bit late getting back into the huddle now offensively.
A loss on the play, 1:35 remaining.
A little confusion here on Illinois State. They've let too much time run off the clock.
Third down and long. Burt under pressure, nearly picked off by the Bulls. Big time hits, Brown and Mans. Boy, how about that battle all night long between Ricky Garrett and Bernard Brown?
Yeah, they've gone at it. Had some good pressure up front now. 4th down. This is the ball game.
4th down. Do they punt here?
Oh, no.
When you think about the way they've been able to control the South Florida running game, but there simply is not enough time, and you only have one timeout remaining.
There's one timeout left. This is a no-brainer. You got to go for it.
4th down and 12.
This is the ball game.
From the shotgun. Garrett has a first down.
Wow. What a catch. What a throw. That stops the clock.
Garrett, 6'3". 215 pounds, needed every inch to go up to get that one.
He went up and got that one. He went up and got it. Boy, he's a good player. Drop.
Incomplete. Again to Garrett.
Now that time they played a zone and he had him wide open, and he just flat dropped it.
59 seconds remaining. Again, a 1-point lead for the South Florida Bulls. Rated number 19 in the country. Illinois State number 6. The Bulls need this game to keep their hopes alive for the Division I AA playoffs. A victory will put the Bulls at 5-2.
What a great football game. It's really been an honor to call this game.
Second down and 10 from the 44. 59 seconds remain. Burke has his tight end wide open, out of bounds, enough for a first down at the 45.
You just have to be impressed with the poise of Dusty Burke for a redshirt freshman. I mean, he sat in there, he looked off, he knew he had his tight end back by the sideline. Just watch this young guy. Watch him look off here to his right, and then at the last second look back and throw it, and makes a great throw right on the money. Out of bounds, stop the clock. That's great execution offensively.
52 seconds. Redbirds have one timeout left. Burke. Again, complete to Garrett. Now they're closing in on field goal territory.
Yep, and now you got to start bringing the heat. You got to pressure them.
Last week, Jake Strader hit a 36-yard field goal to beat Indiana State. He may get an opportunity for another game-winning field goal try. 41 seconds left to go. Burke again. Quick pass, James wide open. First down and much more. Taken out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A huge play.
That's a blown coverage. They were man-to-man, and nobody took the running back out of the backfield. They're lucky they didn't score right there. And now they're in definite field goal range. 32 seconds to go. One timeout. Now timeout South Florida. Now they can run the ball and position it for a game-winning field goal.
It's a 21-yard game. Strader on the season, 6 of 7. A 36-yarder last week to beat Indiana State. He has a long of 38 yards.
The Bulls have lost their poise a little bit this series defensively, no question about it. And great poise by Illinois State. You have to give them credit, especially with a redshirt freshman quarterback.
And a quarterback that wasn't the starter until tonight.
First start, yep. But, you know, he's a redshirt freshman. He had his whole freshman year. They knew that he was going to be the guy of the future. They've been kind of bringing him along slowly. And, boy, I'll tell you what, I can see why he was the USA Player of the Year 2 years in a row in the state of Illinois. What a wild one.
32 seconds remaining. And there's a look at the player of the game. He's just going to lay down, take a good look at this one.
Yeah.
R.J. Anderson, 3 catches, 2 for touchdowns. He's given the Bulls the points they've needed to take the 1-point lead.
If I'm them, I'm trying to run the football and get it in the middle of the field here. I guess it depends on how much confidence you have in your kicker.
From the 13. The pitch, James gets away from one tackle, brought down inside the 10.
23 seconds, 22.
The Redbirds have one timeout remaining. The Bulls also have a timeout.
They're going to spike it, yep.
Now with 10 seconds.
Well, Al, you got 2 choices here. You know, actually 3. You know, you throw a pass in the end zone. You have one running play to try to get the ball centered, which would be my choice if I had confidence in my kicker. You got to call your quick timeout and get your kicker on the field.
Let's go to the GTE long distance play of the game. And it's a touchdown pass, Blackwell to Anderson. This put the Bulls on the board. 25 yards, tied the game at 7 early on. Anderson with another touchdown catch later, and that's provided the 1-point advantage for the Bulls at 14-13. Remember that blocked field goal, or excuse me, the blocked point after attempt by John Chivas.
And don't you think that Illinois State is not thinking about that right now? If they're going to try to line up and kick the field goal, they've had an extra point blocked. You know, that makes you just a little bit antsy. These kickers get nervous when they get a ball blocked. That really disrupts their focus.
And remember, Chivas came right up the middle, right over the center, so it makes you wonder if the snapper might be thinking about this also.
Yep.
There's Jermaine Clemens.
Here's the kicker right now.
Clemens out with the knee injury. They're bringing Strader on right now.
They're going to kick it right now from the left hash, which as a right-footed kicker is the angle you'd like to have.
And the Bulls have called timeout. Right. They want Strader to think about this.
And they were not expecting the field goal. They had a defense called that did not have their field goal block on. I don't think they were trying to ice them. I think they just didn't have the right personnel on the field for their field goal block. And now you see Jacoy Blunt coming in the game, and I like this strategy. Let's get everybody on the same page. We got our field goal block team on. I'm sure they're going to bring Jeeves up the middle again. See Todd Berry talking to his holder and snapper. Now the key here is with the ball on the left hash, the blocker has to come. He has to put himself right in the middle of the goalpost. He really has to come over the guard this time because that's the angle that the ball is going to come off his foot at it, Al. Let's see if they recognize this with the difference with the ball being on the hash. Well, we've said it often tonight, but now there's no question about it. This is the ball game, this play right here.
10 seconds remaining. The Bulls with the 1-point lead. Jake Strader, an opportunity here on a 24-yard field goal try.
He's hit 6 straight field goals up to this point. He missed one in the opening game. He's hit 6 straight since then.
The Bulls blocked the point after attempt. That's the difference right now.
They have the correct angle. Don't be offsides.
The kick is up, and it is good! He misses it to the left!
Wow!
6 seconds remain, and the South Florida Bulls have to be careful here because of the celebration.
And
they've got a flag down.
There's the flag, no question about it. Well, top 10, here comes South Florida. Get ready, because they're going to be a top 10 team after tonight. I really feel they should be, and let's see if it happens next week. That vote comes out Tuesday.
Jake Strader lined up from 24 yards out for the win, and he duck hooks it.
And I really believe that blocked extra point earlier in the second half really affected that kicker. That time, if you noticed, here's the
Field
penalty.
goal was no good. Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct for excess celebration against the green. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
6 seconds are left.
Now, it's just one kneel down, Al. They have no timeouts left. You kneel down once and the game is over. Boy, and that young man, he had hit 6 straight field goals. That young freshman quarterback really played a game tonight. Great angle here. Clearly a missed field goal, and I really believe that inside pressure is what affected the kicker. No question about it.
Markwell Blackwell will simply go down on one knee. And with this, the South Florida Bulls have a first. They have beaten their first-ranked team. Number 6 in the country goes down to the South Florida Bulls, 14-13 here at Raymond James.